What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for The Traitors, you guys. Season 2, episode number 8, I think, right? 8. This episode is titled Knives at Dawn, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of The Traitors, shall we? All right, you guys. So remember last week we ended with Phaedra and Parvati having to, come up with who they want to take out that night, right? So we get to breakfast and everyone, you guys remember last week's episode, they went around. So there were 5 people who were safe and, the rest, 5 people who weren't safe, right? And Parvati was a part of that lineup. So we knew Parvati wasn't going anywhere. So they went the route that I thought they were gonna go, but I was kind of hoping that Phaedra and Parvati wouldn't go that route because I thought it would put more suspicion on them. And when I tell you guys, this was a really solid episode. Like, it was a solid episode. So to everybody, I know everybody's saying Phaedra's playing a good game. Phaedra's playing a good game. She's actually not really playing that great of a game if you literally just think about it, because Trishelle started to piece things together. The fact that when they go to breakfast, Phaedra is never really shocked about, she never shocked. Like they said about Dan never had input. Well, neither does she. Neither does Phaedra. And I was like, that's a good point that Trishelle made. I know people can't stand Trishelle. I get it. People don't like her, and that's fine, right? That you guys don't like Trishelle. So people don't like Trishelle. Now, we get down to who the person was that the Traitors took out. And ultimately, it was Bergie, right? And I was like, Bergie. Interesting. Now, what I do, Now, this week, I think it's going to be interesting, right? Oh, okay. I think she has, I'm thinking about something, and we'll get to it once we get to the end of the episode, because I have something that I'm thinking about, and I'm like, how is this going to play out, right? So Bergie was the one that was sent home. So we see Trishelle. So Trishelle was talking to her alliance members, right? So this week, what Trishelle wants to happen is for them to go after Phaedra, because Trishelle believes that Phaedra is a traitor. And I was like, ding, ding, ding. And the thing for me is like, some of these people don't have any strategy, because if you think about it, Dan told you guys who a traitor was. He was trying to save his own neck, and he threw Phaedra under the bus, and y'all still don't believe that Phaedra's a damn traitor. But okay, I mean, that's just dumb, but I mean, okay, I was so confused by that. So what she wants to do this week is she wants to make Parvati feel like she's safe, right? And I was like, okay, let's make Parvati feel like she's safe. Cool. I don't have an issue with that at all. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with making Parvati feel that she's safe, and then y'all can go after Parvati, because they feel at this point like Parvati's like a wounded bird. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I guess that makes sense. And again, like I said, I ain't mad at it, and I'm cool with it, right? I want Phaedra gone. So we see them as they head to the challenge, right? And when they got to the challenge, before I don't know who said it. I think it was Trishelle. She was like, is that Dr. Will Kirby? I was like, that is Dr. Will. Dr. Will has gotten gray. But I have to remember, Dr. Will played Big Brother almost 20 years ago. So what, he was in his 20s, maybe his probably late 20s, early 30s when he did season 2 of Big Brother. Then he came back for the All-Star season. So, because I was looking at Dr. Will, I'm like, damn, he has really gotten gray. But I see Dr. Will. I see Dr. Will every season of Big Brother when he does the round table with the final, with the jury that decides who wins Big Brother. But that cabin in the woods, hell to the no. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. So the challenge this week is it's a hard challenge, and it's a challenge that I would have dropped out of immediately, right? So they went into the cabin, and when they went into the cabin, Dr. Will closed the door behind them and locked them in. And I was like, damn. I was like, my claustrophobia would have kicked in immediately. Like, I'm very claustrophobic, and my claustrophobia would have immediately kicked in, and I would have had to get out that house. I would have been like, haggis, 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 haggis. Like, get me the fuck out, right? But the object of this is that they have to get everybody out of the house, right? So there'll be some people upstairs, and then there's a tunnel that they have to go through. Now, in the tunnel, there are gold bars where they can, collect money, right? And there's also a shield down there. They have 30 minutes to get out of this house. Now, upstairs, it's dark down there in the tunnels. So you have to turn the light on for the tunnel, for the people in the tunnel, but that also turns the light off for the people inside, and they have to kind of guide them through. And I'm like, wow. So how are you gonna be able to read this map? But then they need the light down there. So that was that. And they did come up with a shield. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the person who got the shield was Trishelle. I think Trishelle got the shield in this episode. I think it's right. Once again with Peter is like, let's not tell anybody who got the shield. Let's not tell anybody who got the shield. Peter, that trick worked once, and you got Dan. Oh, and so here's what I'm thinking, right? Since Trishelle has the shield, the traitors don't know who, in this episode again, the traitors don't know who has the shield, and they're not going to tell anybody who has the shield. And so when they finished the challenge for this week, Alan asked, does the person who got the shield want to reveal it? And nobody revealed it, right? So once again, the traitors are in the dark about who has the shield. Now, each time that somebody went out of the house using the word haggis, they lose $1,000, right? So MJ was the first out, followed by Phaedra and Sheree. Child, Sheree reminded me of this, was that season 9 of Real Housewives of Atlanta when they were in that water and she had a fit. My God, it reminded me of that. And then Kate was behind her, right? The reason why they were behind her, I would have got out that house when he started throwing them bugs in there on them, and them bugs were alive. I would have been like, fuck this. Get me the fuck out this house. Like, ain't no way in hell I'm finna sit in here and y'all finna keep throwing motherfucking bugs on me. Bitch, I be damned. So remember, each person that leaves, they lose $1,000, right? So Kate, Sheree, MJ, Phaedra, that's $4,000 that they've lost, right? I was like, damn. And they could get a total of $20,000, right? But ultimately, they got $15,000. Subtract $4,000, they got $11,000, right? So after that, they went back to the castle, and it's before the round table, and they're talking about who they think. And at this point, you guys remember I told you that Trishelle wants to go after Phaedra, and I was like, that's a smart move. It's a good move to go after her. So let's pause here and move forward and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. So we get to the round table. Before we got to the round table, Parvati sat down with John, right? And she wanted to make a last ditch plea to John to keep her, basically. And so she got to the round table. She was the first one to speak. And she tried to convince them that she is not a traitor, right? But everyone went around the round table and they told who they thought was a traitor. Trishelle called out Phaedra. Kevin called out Phaedra because he says her eyes twitch. Who else? So John called out Parvati. And so then after that, they had to go around and vote. So there were quite a few votes for Phaedra. there were, I think it was 4 votes for Phaedra, and at one point it was 5 votes for Parvati. And if Parvati got one more vote, Parvati was going to be banished from the castle. And the last 2 votes came in from CT and from Kate as for Parvati, right? And I think at one point Trishelle then was getting to CT, but CT's thing was in the round, when they were in last week's episode when they were doing the torch, Phaedra lit his torch, and I was like, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a lick of anything because think about it, it's a traitor. So obviously she feels like you are an asset to her. But hey, ultimately Parvati went home. Parvati revealed that she is in fact a traitor. So 2 traitors down, Parvati and Dan. Now they also did I think Phaedra, Phaedra threw Peter under the bus, right? Because she let it be known that Peter came to her and Parvati and wanted to work with them. I was like, ooh, Peter, that kind of backfired against you. But after Parvati went home, he told Kate, like, I was just fucking with Parvati. Like, I just wanted to mess with her. And, Kate was like, I believe you, but you're just a shitty faithful at this point, right? So Phaedra went, it's just her now. So Alan came up to her and let her know that she has the option to pick someone else to be a traitor with her. And this person that she chooses, they only have 2 options, right? Become a traitor or, DIE, for the DIE, right? And I was like, ooh. So he asked her, who does she want to pick? And she picked Kate. And I think that that's a good idea. I actually hope that Kate makes it to the end. I want them to. You guys, I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all like Phaedra. I still don't. I'm never going to like Phaedra, but I do want Phaedra to. I think they're hot on Phaedra's tail. If they listen to what Kate said, either it was Kate or it was Trishelle, one of them said something that was very pivotal, and I'm like, if y'all picked up on what she said, the traitors vote for each other at a certain point. Like Dan, he went after Phaedra. Now Parvati voted for Phaedra. Y'all know that Phaedra is a traitor. I feel like they're gonna get Phaedra eventually, because now if they go the route that I feel like they're gonna go next week, I feel like they're gonna go the route of Peter. If they go the route of Peter, then who is left? Because at that point, you're taking everyone out. You're going to be taking people out at that point, and you're going to lose. You're losing to the traitors. So I think next week, I do feel like next week they're going to go after Peter. I really do. Part of me wants them to. Part of me doesn't want them to. Right? Like for me, it's just like it's like which one, right? Because Peter is too cocky for me. Phaedra, I just don't like the woman. That's all I got. That's really all it is. I just don't like Phaedra. I don't like her, you guys. Ugh. But hey, that's it, you guys. So, like I said, now back to what I was thinking about earlier. When it comes down to this situation with Phaedra and what is her name again? Phaedra and not Kate. Phaedra and Trishelle, right? So if they can still, if at the end of this, if they can still send somebody home and Phaedra takes a shot at Trishelle, see, here's the thing. Phaedra is going to be in a difficult position. Phaedra's going to be in a difficult position because she could go after somebody who was in the tunnels, but if you go after somebody who was in the tunnels, then you run the risk of picking someone who got the shield, right? And I feel like the easiest thing if she went after Trishelle, that would put the target square on her back. Going after Trishelle or what's his name? Kevin, that'll show her hand. So she would have to go after somebody that she's aligned with, which that was, yeah, she's kind of screwed, right? She's kind of screwed because if she goes after someone up that was up there with her, that would be MJ, that would be Kevin, Sheree. She can't go after Kate now. If she recruits Kate and Kate accepts, she can't go after Kate. So that dwindles her. That's gonna dwindle Phaedra, right? Because up in the cabin with her, like I said, it was Kate, Phaedra, MJ, Sheree, and Kevin. Sheree is a number towards her. MJ is a number towards her. Kate, potentially a traitor. Kevin, someone that called her out. So she's screwed either way go up there, right? Down in the bottom, Parvati's gone. Then you have Peter, right? You have Peter, but keeping Peter will make people think that Peter's a traitor. So what can you do right there? Then you have CT. CT is another ally for Phaedra. That's 5 people that she knows probably wouldn't vote for her, right? Then you have Sandra. Sandra, no one has called Sandra's name. And Sandra has been calling out people who she thinks are traitors. So, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.